the time. Madam, your internet is good now today? There is no...
I will not speak. I'm crossing my finger. Always, as usual.
I know. There is
I
always
always cross my finger before the class starts.
no.
This is the in my place. It's very, very unpredictable.
I know. Today morning there was certain issues, so I also switched off
Comes and go. It's
all
comes and go.
internet.
It's no very frequently. Actually, disconnections are there in my place also.
But I switched off all the internet connections.
Yeah, that's why I switched off my
Only
video
this.
actually. With video, there's a lot of problem in my because of the other route also I'm giving the classes. With the videos, the voice also start blurring and then so much is the problem actually. That's why I switch off the videos my while the classes giving. As I'll be starting sharing the screen now, there will be the problem actually. And that's why I just switch off video before. Video switch off, you had also advised me before, na? When I was doing the voice start blurring.
That time you had some problem.
Still that problem.
That is the one standard advice.
20th high-rise building. This is the enjoyment. Dr. Babulal also used to say, man, this is the problem of all high-rise building. I'm also facing this problem. How is he?
He's fine. He is fine. He has he has kept a beard like me, but he has more white.
Oh, Achha, that's why I'm wondering if you had put into the group actually. Okay. Sitting in the corona time, he's growing.
Yeah.
You all are growing. You're protesting against by growing this beard. You all are protesting against the corona, Babaji.
I know. we are depicting lockdown.
Okay.
Lockdown is again extended for a week, so
yeah, it will go up. Let's see May what happened after the May. In fact, such a bad, depressing scenario. So many demise news we are getting it out. All rude.
How is your brother now?
Brother is okay actually, but my sister's brother-in-law got expired because of that. There are so many deaths in the friend circle also. My group actually, we are getting it out. So many bad news of the death given. In NC group to every day. Good afternoon.
Madam, I hand over to you. Make you host.
Okay.
And then you can continue.
Rupesh has come.
Later,
Rupesh is looking good. The screen.
You need not
it's an innovative thing.
Madam, you need to transfer the host to me. When the time is up, you can just.
I had done it last time. You were vanished. Then I just ended it out.
I didn't vanish, but I'm trying to explore these things. It's happening slowly.
So you come on time. 5:30.
Come to know one by one.
Okay, you have given me the host. Okay.
Yeah, you are host now. So see you all. And please remind the participants to fill the feedback form.
I have filled up, sir.
Right. Absolutely fine. See you. Thank you.
I need to share the screen. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Is it visible, the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so should we start the session now? So it's 4. The people will be keep on joining then.
Yes.
Okay. So today's topic is marketing of training. And I think you both must be knowing more than me as so far the marketing of training is concerned. You both are in the freelancing?
Yeah, I am freelancing.
And the Rupesh, what about you?
No, I'm not in freelancing, ma'am.
Acha, you are not in freelancing actually. Okay. So both, because last time the Sudeep had told me कि from the actually कि from organizational perspective we are supposed to teach actually this topic, but yes, today
Thanks.
I'll be covering from all the perspective actually, because in the courses actually we are having the all the people. So topics to be covered today will be कि what does marketing training means, then why marketing of the training, then how to market your training program, then how to market yourself to the clients as a freelancer corporate trainer, and then a strategy to sell the online courses as a training provider actually. And in the end we'll be discussing about, sorry, and in the end we'll be discussing about what to, just a moment, this is also not working, and what are the common mistakes with marketing of training we are doing it out. Okay. So first topic will be, what does marketing of training means? So what does marketing of training means? You all must be aware of. So what does it means actually? It simply means communicating the value of your training program to, in organizational context, if I'll be talking, then simply the meaning, the communicating the value of training program to the leaders, organizational leaders, then managers or line managers or the employees. And if you are a freelancer trainer, or if you are a training provider, then communicate the value of your training program to the ideal customers of yours or to the clients of yours. So it simple meaning of the marketing of training is to communicating the value of your training program to your target audience. When we talk about the target audience, then you must be understanding what is the meaning of the target audience actually. Whenever we are talking about the target audience, that means your target audience refers to the specific group of the people or the customers or the employees who most likely to want your product or training services, and therefore the group of people who should see your ad campaign. So when we are doing the marketing actually, how does it we are communicating the value of your training program? So simply you all know through the advertisement. Otherwise, being training provider or as a freelancer corporate trainer, you can accomplish this through the conversations, messaging, and distributions of the available resources. In the company, we are advertising or through the email, on the corporate, on the company website, and on employees break areas. What we do in the cafeteria and the canteen, wherever the employee break areas are there actually, so we are marketing the training, we are advertising through the posters over there so that they will be making aware the employees. So marketing of training, as I said, is simply communicating the value to the target audience. Target audience, as I told you, because the target audience, so when we talk about who is, as a marketer, understand your target audience is a vital actually. This information will define every marketing plan and strategy you execute. Okay, so when we talk about the targeting, just a moment. So when we talk about, okay, who are the, just a moment, admitting, I'll have to admit. So as you can see into the marketing strategy through the website, SEO, content, email, and the links we are sending to the employees, and we are making them understand, we are communicating the value of your training, we have publicized our training program. In organizational context, first we'll be talking about. So in the organizational context, what do we mean by, what does it mean by marketing to leadership, marketing to your manager, marketing to your employees? In organizations, we need to market the training, we need to sell out the training at these three tier actually. Three tiers are, the first is the organizational leaders, then second managers or the line managers, or third at three we need to market our training to the employees of the organizations. First, when we talk about the marketing to the leadership, what does it mean actually? देखिए, organization leaders are always working to improve the business processes, develop companies goals for future, and they assesses the current performances of the organizations. And to get their buy-in to a training program, communicating the values to them comes first. So when we talk about the marketing of training in context of the organization, then first we need the management, the top management of the company. We need the organization leaders to buy in. Okay, and for that we should talk the importance of training to them first in the top level. We should talk points on the skill that are relevant to them actually, like a setting goals, developing leadership skills, change management. When we talk about management actually, so you need to understand, okay, what does the language management understand, because we want our training program to buy into the management first actually. So determine what financial numbers such as returns on assets, cash flow from operations, net profit or loss, whatever loss has occurred in the company. The top level executives are concerned with these numbers. So you need to show how training and development will help improve those numbers. So by doing this, you can expand your program company wide and get everyone on brand, well, on board. Okay, so once you have management support, use them as a marketing tool to reach other employees. Okay, so management support is very important when we are marketing the training in the organization. First, the top management needs to buy in. So secondly, once you have got leadership buy-in, it's time to work with your managers, your line managers, to help them understand the purpose behind the training program. What is the importance of the training program, what the reasoning behind the training program, why we are going to conduct the training program. This importance, this purpose first should be, secondly should be conveyed to the managers actually, because they are the ones who will be making sure employees are completing the training, and they are the ones who are the main points of contact for their co-workers actually, because under them the line managers, under them the employees or the subordinates are lined up. So for selling to the co-workers, we first, secondly, we after the top management, we may need to managers to buy in these training programs actually, and that's why the marketing to your manager is equally important as the top management actually. And for that, you should speak to them about improving employees' performance, setting goals, and the meeting compliances. So for the compliances are concerned, it's very important to meet it out. So these things we need to convey them actually. We need to speak them because why we are conducting the training actually. And secondly, if they will be not understanding, so let them know that they are also not overlooked, because there are so many leadership and management specific courses and the lessons available that they can use to grow in their roles too. If they will be understanding that management is actually growing, management is overlooking them, participants overlooking them actually, then they will be not be taking interest actually. So whenever we'll be marketing the training actually, first we need to make that they have not been overlooked by the management actually, and then only we can convince them to for the employees to convince. Getting it out? Thirdly, marketing to your employees. So whether it's IT, sales, marketing, or organization-wide initiative, you will need to market your training program to the individual employees of the organizations actually. So employees need to understand employees need to understand why they require the training, why training, what is in it for them actually. Without knowing the importance, without why we are conducting the training, what is instill way for them actually in that training actually, they will not be dedicating their valuable time. They will not be putting their efforts actually to attend it out in fact. So it is very important to convey them. Employees need to understand why training and what is it in it for them actually. So they will likely have varying interest actually. So consider speaking to to them about the career development, why the company is conducting the training program actually. As you all know, training provides the personal development opportunity, it provides the career development opportunity, it provides the growth to the employees. And the same thing we need to convey to the employees of the company actually, so that they should be taking it seriously actually. So we need to tell Kiki for their career development, for their personal development. Actually, we are going to conduct the training on the decision making, time management, office etiquettes. So because ultimately we want to build a culture of learning into the organization while getting buy-in the training across the organization. So if we want the training should be buy-in across the organization, we need to market the training through these three tiers: the organization through the leaders, managers, and the employees. Getting it out? Anything till here you are understanding it out actually in organization perspective? When we talk about the marketing of the training, so we need to market first to the organizational leaders, then second to the line managers, and thirdly to the employees. For the success of training, it's very important actually. The marketing, we need to communicate the value of the training to at the three tier at the organizational level. Okay, so after this will be coming that why marketing of training is required actually, why we need to market the training. So we need to, and you people need to understand the importance of the training, the why it's required. Because you all might can think that the marketing your training program is something that can wait or just be an added task, but it is integral to success. You people need to understand that being training manager, being training provider, being freelance trainer, we need to understand that the marketing of training is integral to the success of your program actually. So why we are so emphasize how necessary it is to market the training. So not only the conducting the training is important, but the marketing of training and to communicate the value of the training is equally very important. And what are the reasons? First reason why marketing of training is required, that it creates awareness. As you know, the company through the marketing the training program actually, so we are creating the awareness about the management initiative to the employees. Okay, what the management is doing for the personal development, for the growth, or the for the career development of the employees across through the organization. Because employees won't use something that they don't know how to use or don't know whether it exists or not. So communicating with them ensures everyone knows which resources are available and which training programs is available for their growth actually. So first reason why marketing of training is required, why the communicating the value of the training is required, because it creates the awareness to the employees. They come to know across that what about the management initiative into the organization. Okay, what is the management inclination towards the personal development of the employees of the company actually. Okay, so this is the first reason. Second reason, it drives employee utilizations. When we talk about the employee utilization, you do understand that training helps in effective utilization of the employee actually. So marketing of training drives the utilization. It creates a productive working environment in the organization. It helps how to analyze team productivity to improve your organization effectiveness and efficiency actually. So it's very important actually, because the marketing of training ensures employees know how to log in and navigate around company learning platform. It helps in knowing the employee expectations, so related to the trainings actually. Okay, what type of what training topics or what type of trainings the employees are expecting for their own development actually. So through the marketing actually we are sending ideas to help them find time to fit training in, and we are encouraging not only completion of the science work but exploration of the training topics as well for the development. So second reason why the marketing of training is required, that it drives the utilization, employee productivity. And as we know, employee productivity and employee utilization create the productive working environment. So it helps in that. Okay, then the third reason why marketing of training is required is it instill a culture of learning. As you all be aware of, culture of learning is so very important just to make for the success of the training program in any organization actually. So with awareness and utilization comes the culture of the learning. When we talk about the, so okay, that it help first, it is creating the awareness and it is driving the utilization, employee utilizations. So with the awareness and utilization comes the culture of the learning. And a learning culture means that employees have a growth mindset and actively develop themselves. They are indulged in developing themselves actively, proactively through sharing information with each other. So a learning culture, you people need to understand why we are marketing the training to create the learning culture into the organization actually. And the what does the meaning of the learning culture is? Learning culture means that employees have a growth mindset and they are actively indulged in developing themselves, okay, through the sharing information with each other. अब देखिए in company LMS, we have talked about before also, learning management system, and the right now today I will be using LXP also. What is LXP actually? LXP is the learning experience platform. So LMS and LXP both encourage exploratory learning where employees can search for the content they actually that they want to learn more about. Employ, so because LXP actually you people need to LMS. So last two sessions actually we have already discussed about the learning management system. LXP, as I told you, it's a learning experience platform. LXP is a learning and collaborative platform that puts the learning in the hands of the learner rather than the administrator. And the goal of the LXP is the engaging the employees. It engages the employees. So both LMS and LXP both encourages the exploratory learning actually, where employees can search for the content that they want to learn more. Employees working in such type of culture use training to overcome the challenges of their job. So wherever there is a awareness, wherever there is a utilization, or we are creating the productive working environment actually, we are creating the culture of the, in such culture, the employee using the training as to overcome the challenges of the job. Okay, so the one reason why marketing of training is required, why we need to communicate the value of the training, is that it creates a culture of learning. And then the fourth one, the last one, is the attain ROI. What is the reason it increases the ROI? When through marketing of the training, we are creating the awareness, we are driving the employee utilization, and we are creating the learning culture. So we can begin to see an increase in ROI from training. So putting in time, the resources to market your training program will be worth it as employees strives towards organization goal and to their full potential. They will giving their 100% actually to achieve the organization goal when we are able to put all these elements in place. When through the marketing and training, we are creating awareness, we are driving employee utilizations, we are creating the productive working environment, we are creating the culture of learning. So all these elements, when it is in place, then it definitely is going to increase the ROI. And it definitely in such culture, the employees will be used giving their 100% to achieve the organization goal. And this is called the training, and this is the goal of the training actually, when we talk about the training strategy. So align the, so we'll be able in such way we can align the training along with the organizational success. So this is the one reason why the marketing of training is required in fact. Okay, so till here, are you people understanding that? ये क्यों नहीं आ रहा यार? I'm just, ये तो देखो ना क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. Hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so can you hear it out? So we have talked about what marketing of training means, and then why it is required. Now we'll be talking about the how to market your training programs. First from the organizational perspective, then secondly as a freelancer corporate trainer, and thirdly we'll be talking from the point of training providers. So as a training provider, what are the marketing strategies should adapt to for selling the online courses of yours in fact. So how to market your training, I think most of you, so how you are doing, so that can you suggest, can you something share it out ki how you are marketing yourself, or Rupesh can check if he has worked for the company, see how you people have marketed the training program of the company.
Just to make them aware, the employees
How?
that
That's why I'm saying how
through
you are making them aware.
through emails and through, I mean,
Hmm.
communication. I
What are
mean,
the communication? So they definitely, it
yes, yes,
simply means marketing of training
yes,
simply means is they communicating the value of the training to the target audience. And in
yeah,
organization, the target audience is the top management, line managers, and the employees. But as a training provider, as a freelance corporate trainer, so they falls the ideal customers of yours, whichever sector you are targeting, and then your clientele. Okay, whatever clients are
yes,
making
yes.
it out. So to communicating the value of training to selling out yourself to them in fact. So when we talk about a how to market a training program, then we're talking about the process of marketing plan. So what is the process of the marketing type? So there's a 5 simple steps to develop a strong marketing plan actually. As you can see, the first is first know your audience, because as I told you, the marketing of training involves the target audience. The first step, you need to know the idea. Like having an organized plan is crucial to the success of promoting the training of to the employees. And they are very, these are the 5 simple steps to take to develop a strong marketing plan. So step 1 pay, you need to know your audience first. So in organizational context, what we will be talking about, then understanding your audience and what they need and what they want is the first step to develop a strong plan. You
Right.
need to know whom are you trying to reach. In the training, we need to understand to whom we are trying to reach through the, so for whom we are doing the ad campaigning, to whom we need to communicate the value of the training actually. So we need to know the audience actually. You need to know whom are you trying to reach. Are they all learners or just managers or the line managers or the sales team or the members? Who is your target audience actually? So first step you need to know, because knowing who you are speaking to can help you reach them on their personal level actually. So when we talk about the personal level, because अब देखिए target audience may be dictated by age, gender, income, location, getting it out, in
Yes, yes.
educational background, through the profession. So as the in organization perspective, if we so talking about, then the target audience may be some departmental employees, or we are talking about in terms of level of the employees, in terms of functional areas or roles or duties, responsibility, particular segment. So this can be like who are the target audience. First we need to decide it out actually, and sending out different communication to different levels within the organization can help keep interest and engagement. So when you're sending to their employees or to the managers or to the top management, you need to differ in your communications actually. Whatever email you're making, whatever messaging you're making, there should be the difference of the level also of that communication actually. Getting it out, because sending out different communication to different levels within the organization can help keep interest and engagement actually. So this is the first step. You need to know your audience actually, because all the marketing, when we talk about the as a marketer actually, so all the total marketing strategy or the marketing plan revolves around the target audience. Whatever we are designing, whatever we are making, sorry, excuse me. So have So that is all revolves around the target audience actually. So first we are, once we are aware of our target audience, the second step, you need to establish your program goals. So program goals, because you can't determine your program success actually without determining the appropriate key performance indicators first, KPIs. Without determining the KPIs, we cannot determine the whether our program was successful or not. So this is where setting goals comes in, and your entire marketing strategy will stem from your program goals. So you will need to make sure that they align, your program goals should be aligned with the organization goal. So we need, for the success of the training program, we need to align the program goal along with your organization goal. And these goals should be training goals. We have talked so much into the previous semester classes actually in the previous semester also. So how should be the training goals? Who can tell me? Training goals should be? Hello? Anyone can tell me? What type of goals we are developing? Training goals? Learning goals? No one? It should be smart. Can you recall? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So just reply actually. Otherwise, I get confused whether you people are online or not. So,
No, no,
so
we are here.
yeah.
We
Can
are
you
unmuted.
can you recall that the training goal should be the SMART actually? It
Smart,
should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic,
achievable,
and
time
timely.
bound.
But when we talk about the marketing goal, actually, marketing training goals, so what goals we need to decide actually? So we need to decide whether we are walking towards increased utilization and awareness, or towards increasing the positive customer review, or towards increasing the ROI. So we need to determine our goal clearly, and then we need to align these goals along with the organization goal. When we, because the second step while developing your marketing plan for training actually, you need to establish a program goal. And why it is important to set the goals actually? Because by setting the first why it is important actually, because by setting the program goals, by setting the training goals from the beginning, from the start, it's easier to align your initiative, all initiative, to the training goals. So this also helps you stay on track. As you create and manage your marketing plan, it will help you staying or keeping you on track actually. Knowing your goals help you send out the right materials to the employees, because marketing of the setting these goals, the program goals, helps you in effective utilization of the available resources. Whatever we are having the available resources, that how to do the effective utilization, for that the program goal is very important actually, because knowing your goals help you send out the right materials to the right employees. Okay, so you'll be able to create the impactful messaging instead of using one size fits all appear. So when we are aware of your goal actually, so you'll be able to create the impactful messaging, because you know what is your goal, what the learning outcomes we are expecting, and actually, so we can design the impactful messaging, because through the messaging, through the emailing, through the advertising on the company website, only we can communicate the value of the marketing. So instead of using one size fits all approach, you can create the impactful and the interesting messaging. So you need to set goals to determine metrics to accurately measure success. So first you need to understand what is your program goal, whether the program goal is increasing the employee utilization, or the creating the awareness, or creating the productive working environment, or increasing the positive customer reviews, or increasing the ROI. So you need to understand, you first need to establish your program goal, and then you need to align the program goal along with the organization goal for the success of the training program actually. So this is the second step when we are developing the market plan actually. Then secondly, you need to establish a program goal, and then you need to align it with the organization goal. And then third step will be coming to the create your plan. So now that you have your goals established, you can begin to design, plan, and execute your marketing strategy. So third step, we will be creating the planning actually, and creating the planning means designing, planning, and executing your marketing strategy. So when thinking about how to communicate, it's important to the target audience. You should consider the purpose of outreach, the method of outreach, and the time frame. As you can see on the screen actually, under the create your plan, I have written the 3 points in fact actually: the purpose of outreach, methods of outreach, and the time frame. So when you're thinking about how to communicate, it's important to consider these 3 points actually. First, you need to understand what is the purpose to reach the target audience actually. If you want that, you need to understand, if you want to inform learners of newly released content of yours, or you want to remind them to complete the compliance training, or you want to instruct them to take us the employee satisfaction survey, or you need to create buy-in for a new training initiative. So company has started some training, you people have the training manager, the training department has started some new training actually. So new training initiatives are there. You want the employee to buy in those new initiative actually. So increase awareness of your program or improve engagement. What is exactly is the purpose to reach the target audience actually? So you need to understand it first, the purpose actually, because knowing this will help facilitate what's next. Once you'll be understanding what is the purpose of reaching the target audience actually, it will be helping you in deciding the method to outreach actually. Okay, so it will be helping you in selecting the media actually, okay, how to reach them actually. So second point is to need to be considered while creating a plan is method to outreach them, method of outreach. So you will need to consider which avenue is the best to communicate the message you are sending, whether it's a newsletters, or the e-flyers, or the emails, or the posters, or the presentations, or the videos. All are excellent options actually, but you always want to vary how you communicate to keep your employee interested and training the to the top of the mind of the employees actually. So you need to find out the interesting way actually. So you need to decide method to outreach them, okay, how interestingly, so that they should not be forgetting these whatever mails or messaging we are doing them actually, whatever emails they message, they should not be deleting it out actually. So how to outreach, that you people need to decide method of outreach, you need to decide while creating a plan actually. Okay, how to communicate the value, whether through the newsletters or through the flyers, through the posters, to the emails, to the presentation, through the interesting videos. So you need to decide at the second step actually over here while creating a plan actually. Okay, and the third important will be the time frame. So create a calendar that can help you decide on the right balance of communications, whether you want to send these emails or the messaging on weekly basis, monthly basis, or quarterly. So that you need to decide the time frame actually. So as you know, is when we talk about this smart objective, so there should be the time frame as well. Time frame is very very important actually. Okay, whether by weekly, otherwise being marketer, you'll be forgetting actually to remind to the target audience in fact. So time frame is also so very important, that weekly you want to send these reminders, or you want to send it monthly basis, or you want to send it quarterly. When is your training, and as per that you are deciding the time frame. So try blocking out time in your schedule to plan and devote the time to training. getting it out. So creating your plan actually, so while creating your plan, these three things you need to decide. Okay, so while designing and executing a marketing strategy, you need to consider the purpose of outreach, method of outreach, and the time frame when to reach them, when to reach the target audience actually. Okay, so in the calendar you need to mark it out. So after the third, once you have created your plan actually, so now it is the time to put your plan into action. The fourth step will be putting your plan into your action. Now it's time to put your plan into action and get employees engaged. Start with a theme. Now you are required to starting when we are putting the program into the action actually, get employees engaged. Start with a theme. In fact, it's a fun way to play on towards the company's goals, holidays, topics of focus, to keep learners engaged. Don't forget about the available resources you already have internally. So when we are putting the plan into action, actually, when we are contacting our target audience or to the employees, then we should always remember the internal resources to utilize actually. Because maybe someone is having the great designer or excellent speaker, so use the resources within your organization to make this program shine. So when you're putting the program into to action actually into the company, then we need to utilize the internal resources. So we are having availability actually. So someone, so if you're having the great designer or the excellent speakers within us internally, they're available, then we need to utilize the internal available resources first to make the program shine. So if you want to keep it simple, you can, but just keep your information focused, easy to read and concise, and add a bit of flair with fun colors or shapes. So what I'm saying actually, if you don't want to utilize any other sources, if you want to keep if you want to keep your plan, marketing plan simple, you can keep. So what you need to do in that case actually, just keep your information focused. Okay, the focus, whatever the messaging you are making it, or there should not be any ambiguity. It should be clearly, it should be clearly conveying your goal, establishment program goal to them actually. So it's easy to read and concise, and add a bit of flair with a fun colors or shapes. You can consider branding your program also. Many of the clients actually, many of the company brand their program by adding the university after their name actually, because this adds an extra level of excitement and recognition among the employees. Like if you'll be putting it out, okay, XLRI people are going to conduct this program, so employees will be excited into that. So I am people are coming, IT people are coming to get this technical training. So this way actually, so consider branding your program actually. When you are putting the plan in action actually, you should consider the branding your program in fact, by adding some university name after the name of your company in fact. So this adds the extra excitement into the employees actually. You can use the gamification as well. You can show a leaderboard of who has engaged the most or completed the most lessons to help drive up the utilizations. As many people love healthy competitions, when employee will be seeing that the senior people and the senior employee are taking the training program actually is proactively, so they will be having they will be excited to take it out actually, to buy in those training programs. So it's a healthy competition actually, to show to it's a, you can show a leaderboard of who has engaged the most or completed the most lessons, so into the company in fact, out of the all the training programs conducted by the company in fact actually. Another way to make it interesting is the offer badges or certificates. When employees reach a certain milestone, to instill the pride of the company in fact, so we can provide the certificate, we can offer the badges in fact into that. So or secondly, very interesting part is, or to find a champion for your program actually. So if you will be finding a champion for your program, and the champion can be an individual employee, or a group of employees or any department. And what do you mean by the champion of the program actually? The champion of program is someone that has high engagement into the training program. They can act as an advocate for the program when talking to their co-workers. So they'll be helping this selling out your training program to their co-workers actually. So identifying the champion within the organization or within the which department or the group of the employees or with individual employees, you can identify as a champion, and they will be advocating about your training programs, and they will be helping you in selling them to the co-workers actually. So these are the things while putting your planning into actions, you can take care of. First, as I told you that first, what you need to do, you first, the resources should be utilized, effective utilization should be there. Internal resources, if someone is available, you can utilize it out to shine it out. Then you can be focused information, whatever information messaging and emailing you're making, it should be focused, and it is easy to read actually, and there should be the flair of the fun colors. You can think of branding your training program by using some university name. You can use the gamification, you can offer the badges. So these are the way you can identify the champion. So this way, while putting your plan into action, you can consider all these things while marketing the training, in fact actually. So when you are putting your marketing plan in action, okay, so once you have put your plan into action, then after that, once you have launched your marketing plan, you will need to ensure that your strategy has been effective or not. So fifth step, what you need to do, you need to get the feedbacks. Feedback mechanism is very important. Whatever plan you are implementing in the company, you need to have the feedback whether the plan is working or not. So once you have launched your marketing plan, you will need to ensure that your strategy has been effective or not. And sending out a quick online employee survey is a great way to measure the success of your marketing efforts and learn what's working and what's not working. And the feedback forms also, you can see, you can ask the few questions like what topic they found relevant, what they want to learn more about, what they heard about the program, so what the other employee are talking about, what the peers reaction is on the program. So this kind of questionnaires, when we are developing the feedback form actually, so this kind of questions we can put it into it to get the feedback about the marketing plan we have, marketing plan or the marketing strategy we have adapted actually for the communicating the value of our training program. So getting it out. So these are the ways process of the, so 5 simple steps for developing a strong marketing plan. First, you need to know your target audience. Then you need to establish the program goals. What exactly is your goal? Then you need to align these goals with the organization goal. Then you need to create your plan by focusing, by considering the purpose of outreach, method of outreach, and the time frame, by deciding the time frame when you need to communicate these values to your target audience. Then after that, once your plan is created, then you can put your plan into actions, and then you can get the feedback. These are the 5 simple steps to develop a strong marketing plan. Any query from here? Are you understanding?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it anything relevant? Are you understanding it's, you're finding some relevance?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So these are the simple 5 steps for marketing
Yes,
your
sir.
training program in organizational context. And then now we'll be coming to how to market yourself to clients as a freelance corporate trainer. Because of the last class, actually, Sudeep has said because of organizational perspective, it doesn't mean to me much, because being the freelancer trainer actually. So Sudeep can tell me right now, here I'm right now today, I'm going to consider the marketing of training from the freelancer corporate trainer perspective as well.
Yes, ma'am.
As a freelancer corporate trainer, you must be knowing, when we talk about the marketing, then you need to market yourself first. program will be coming afterwards actually as a
Afterwards.
freelance. Yes, freelance corporate trainer, being freelancer trainer, we need to market ourselves first actually.
Yeah.
So how you are marketing yourself? So they tell
Mostly,
me.
mostly through contacts,
Hmm.
social media like LinkedIn,
Ah,
uh,
same. Okay.
and reference.
References you're working,
Yeah,
company references you're working, or the individual references you're working?
individual references.
Okay. So is it
Yes,
working?
it is
What is the
working.
most
Yeah,
effective way?
I find the contacts, the references are the best way.
References, na?
Yeah,
Reference always in the company also, while
yeah.
recruitment also, I have always find in my 24 years of the career that the internal references works most actually.
Yeah, true.
So how long since you have been into the training,
Mm,
freelancing?
Freelancing, I started in 2010, so 11 years, close to 11 years.
Oh, 11 years.
Yeah.
And how frequent training program you're getting it out?
Ma'am, I have reduced the numbers now actually
Okay.
because
Quality you have
initially,
improved.
yeah, I
Numbers you have
mean,
reduced.
yeah, numbers I have reduced. I'm focusing more on focus training rather than general training.
General training may not work. And in this, so what kind of what topics you're giving the training, Sudeep?
It's basically to the middle management team, those who are
Hmm.
aspiring to. My target group is that I'm
Hmm.
focusing on middle managers, those who have the potential to move further ahead in the company.
So middle manager, okay, you are not focused for the industry wise actually, any company, any business, middle
Uh,
manager, mid.
See, IT is not my domain, so I don't delve much into that. I'm more into manufacturing.
Acha, you are into manufacturing.
Hmm.
Okay, and the middle level.
Middle management, yeah, middle.
Okay, middle management you're working for. And what
Yeah.
are the topics you're covering actually for the improvement?
It's basically the behavioral part, soft skill.
Acha,
Huh.
behavioral part.
Because
Okay, soft
there is,
skills.
so sometimes I get to do their
Hmm.
assessment as well. So based on
Hmm.
the organizational requirement, I assess.
It's very important. It's
Yeah,
very important part.
yeah.
Exactly. Hmm.
So
And what about the other people? I can see the Jitendra. I can see so Rupesh, Jitendra, and Arnav. You just share something. Ki how you people are doing into the training. Hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Rupesh, can you share something?
Yeah, actually, training was part of our departmental thing. So
Hmm.
I usually imparted training. There are 3-4 topics.
Okay.
So like problem solving and
Hmm.
this power of responsibility,
Hmm.
more or less soft skill
So
you can
in the
say.
organization, you are still working with
Organization
some
only.
company, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
Organization only.
so
Organization.
you most of the things that till now actually have on the organizational perspective only have discussed actually. So are you finding some
Yes, yes.
relevant something relevant?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's why I wanted to
It is
know.
a structured way of,
Hmm.
telling something.
Okay.
So
Okay, so because now from here onward, I'm checking as a training provider's point of view, if the whomsoever are running their own training company or the freelancing they are into it act. So
right,
as the
right.
Sudeep has said, so there are the 7 simple steps as a freelancer corporate trainer, see how you can market yourself first actually. So first is the use of LinkedIn profile, as he said actually. अब देखिए, because once you have decided to be a freelance corporate trainer actually, so finally make the break and to become your own bosses, you have decided, but how to do you market yourself actually? So you need to understand there are the 7 key tips actually. So firstly you should have the training course. देखिए सबसे पहले important क्या होता है, we should as a freelancer corporate trainer, so we need to develop the content first. Okay, so we should have some training courses or training course material we should have first. And once we are having the training material impact, then the rest of the our research and the designing the tons of the which is saving the time actually, tons of time it is saving. So now the key focus from here onward is how exactly do you market yourself as a training professional from the trainer to prospective clientele actually. So prospective clientele को how to being a freelancer trainer. So first you need to do use a LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is a social media platform, as you all know, and it is extremely good for the corporate trainers. Actually, we are discussing with this. There's so many successful corporate trainer, in fact, who are into the freelancing actually, and that they found that LinkedIn is extremely good for the corporate trainers. Actually, LinkedIn is very popular among the business users and more than any other platform actually. LinkedIn is where we ourselves can, can, can as a trainee actually we can you can. Hello,
No,
hello.
yes, ma'am.
Can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
hear me?
Yes, yes. Now,
Okay, that's you. I thought it got disconnected actually. So LinkedIn, what I was talking about, कि first step as a freelance trainer to market yourself is to build the LinkedIn profile actually. So your profile, make sure create a LinkedIn profile and include your LinkedIn business page on your personal profile actually, because and include your website URL in your profile actually. Make sure you list your roles as a corporate trainer in your skills and the latest role actually, whatever latest role, whatever latest topic you are providing the training into. So these all things should be mentioned into data. And then the second, after that, participate in groups such as the training managers group. So you're advised to participate on LinkedIn. You need to participate in the groups such as the training managers group. Create some content related to training on your site if you want to post the links onto your LinkedIn profile actually. So whatever training you are giving, create some content related to your training actually and post the links onto your LinkedIn profile. अब देखिए इसमें एक्शन क्या होता है कि what you need to take the action actually. You need to allocate some timing to for creating the LinkedIn profile and the business page and follow the tips above, such as to include terms and keywords related to being a corporate trainer. So when you're using the business page actually, then follow the links and increase the use the word some relate keywords related to corporate trainer into the LinkedIn profile actually on your business page. Getting it out, this is the first step. Make your LinkedIn profile and the business page actually, not the simple profiling. Will be doing it out actually, creating a LinkedIn profile and the including your business page onto the LinkedIn is very important actually. Secondly, second step as a freelance trainer, create your own blog or website to bring online awareness of your freelance trainer services. It is very economical these days to create your own blog or website. So, and it's highly recommended to setting up your own blog actually. It's highly recommended these days actually. So there are so many free courses and the many videos are available on the net actually, which will be guiding you through how to buy a website address, then hosting which you'll be needing actually, then installing how to install the WordPress, and then building traffic your for your site. So what I am saying it is very economical and it is very recommendable to make your own blog or own website actually. So there, or you can, and how you can do it out, there are so many free videos and the free courses are available on the and the paid courses are also available actually, which will guide you through buying a website address, hosting, installing WordPress, and then building traffic for your site. So it's all very good for increasing your visibility as a freelance trainer. So writing your own blog and on the own website, developing your own on site, it's very recommendable. It's very good actually for increasing your visibility as a trainer. So second suggestion is that actually you first LinkedIn profile, the business page you should create for yourself, and then you create your own blog or the website actually for increasing your visibility as a freelance trainer actually. Whatever services you are providing, you can add on to that website. Okay. Then third is hold your own workshop. देखिए, as a trainer, you do not have to work for other companies. Yes, but what I'm saying, yes, if you can get nice contract to provide independent training for a couple of the big corporate clients, it can be a very, very good way to go as a freelance trainer. If you're getting the corporate clients, if you're getting the training, independent training from the couple of the corporate clients, then it's a very, very good way to go as a go ahead as a freelance trainer. But also, if you want to think about holding your own workshops, then what you need to do, then you need to find a suitable venue. Then you need to buy the training material. Then you need to advertise your workshop on a platform such as meetup.com. Who had heard about this platform? Anybody knows about the meetup.com platform?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Anyone? Arnab or the Jitender is already developing the content actually. Or Sudeep, have you heard about?
Yes, ma'am. I have heard about, and
Uh,
but I have not gone through very deeply.
Acha,
I've,
because yeah, tell me.
I've heard about it, but I've not used it.
Acha, you have not used it. The people are finding it very important actually because देखिए क्या होता है कि meetup.com क्या हो रहा है? You can meet the new people actually who share their interest through online and in-person event also actually into that. So you can start promoting your events on Meetup in fact. As a freelance trainer, you can advertise your workshops on a platform such as meetup.com and start promoting your events on Meetup actually. Through this, you can grow your group and start getting people signed up for your workshops. So this is the actually enjoyment. It is a free to create account. This पे meetup पे भी you can create an account freely. Actually, there's no charges actually. So you can join this group, meet people, find support, grow a business, so explore your interest on this. So this is the way actually to generate the traffic for yourself actually. So these are the platform who are giving you opportunity to generate traffic for yourself actually. So I'll be advising you once to go through it out, open your create your account for the meetup.com actually. So this is, in other words, can be very powerful and also affordable way to start your training business actually. So once you can try if you have not tried it out actually. Okay.
Sure.
What is the trick on such platform actually that you need to understand before joining and starting your advertisement onto this actually. So trick on such platform is to run workshop that form some kind of sequences, some kind of series. Don't seize your program in one program actually. So what do we mean by the sequences actually? So that देखिए अब sequences में series program if you're starting actually. So it will be helping you the attracting the people to attend not just for the one event but following ones as well. For example, I'm telling you all, if you are interested in teaching health and wellness topic actually, so related workshop if you want to sell out on the me.com actually, then hold and first introduction to the mindfulness, and then follow this up with a more advanced mindfulness courses, and then you can go ahead with the life planning courses and so on. This is called sequencing series. Don't close down your program in one event actually, on the one workshop actually. Then you're stopping the people actually coming getting attached for yourself with yourself. So always before joining this platform and before starting the traffic impact into your platform, you should you should design such programs which are having the sequences which are in series actually. Because likewise, if you focus on a is trainer, if you focus as a trainer as on business courses through meetup.com, then think about what individual will want. Don't think from HR department point of view. Think about from the individual point of view कि what kind of courses, individual business courses individual would be looking for actually. If you are starting as a freelance trainer actually, if you're starting to sell out the courses like on home business, starting how to start a home business, you can target individuals looking for training rather than targeting corporate clients. If you'll be targeting the corporate clients, why they will be doing is starting a home business. So you need to target the individual trainers actually, and this kind of training actually, as per your interest, you can explore on these platform actually. So you can find the support, you can grow the business, you can explore your interest, and this in fact अब they देखिए meetup.com actually is started into the 2000, I think 2020 or 2 in fact actually. You can check it out, but people are saying कि it's a very actually interesting being freelance trainer actually, to join as a free, you to start your business actually as a training business in fact. So that's why I'm just sharing with you people, you can also try, you people can also try this platform in fact, getting it out. So second is to hold your own workshop, but holding, अब देखिए क्या होता है कि either you can go through the corporate client. If you're getting corporate client, nothing like that. If you're getting that, it will be the permanent things you'll be getting from them in fact actually. But if you are starting to work independently, you want to go, so in the terms of how you can get your students to follow you onto your multiple courses through what we might call sequencing, you need to think for that in fact. अब देखिए स्पेंड, अब आपको क्या एक्शन लेना है एज अ फ्रीलांस ट्रेनर इनटू दिस स्टेप एक्चुअली, कि यू नीड टू स्पेंड सम टाइम टू कंसिडर व्हाट योर स्ट्रैटेजी इज. आर यू रियली लुकिंग टू हैव हैंडफुल ऑफ क्लाइंट्स and to work in house for them as a freelance external trainer? Then target the companies directly. But if you are happy to hold your own workshops, then start meetup account and build a group and start planning your first training workshop, or the and the go ahead with that, getting it out. So third was that hold your own workshop or targeting the company directly. We'll be talking afterwards also. You can see the fifth point is the targeting the companies directly is also there. So we'll be in elaborate manner, we'll be discussing in fifth point. So fourth, as a freelance trainer, what you can do, how you can market yourself, is a create a free Google business listing. It is free Google, easy to get a Google business listing. You must be aware of it. Who is aware of the Google business listing?
Yes, ma'am.
You have done it, Sudev?
Yeah,
You have done. Is it working?
Okay, not great, but
Right.
yeah.
It's okay. But in the last 2 years, so I cannot say in fact actually. Like in online courses ke liye, so are you designing the online courses or in-house?
In-house courses, ma'am.
In-house, no? But I think for the 4-5 years you should think for the online courses.
Yeah, maybe
because of this pandemic actually.
Yeah,
I think
that's what.
e-courses, e-learning will be more actually the safer side. You should think for the e-learning part in fact actually. 4-5 years so definitely we should go ahead with the e-learning part only. So in-house will be very difficult right now in this scenario. So what I was saying for the other people, in fact, actually, create a free Google business listing is another option for marketing yourself as a being freelance corporate trainer actually. अब इसमें क्या होता है कि your profile will be the more Google will. अब Google list पे क्या कहा जाता है आपको पता है कि while creating your profile, remember that more complete your profile will be, the more Google will value the profile. So add in as much information as possible. Furthermore, try to get reviews. Google loves good reviews on your profile. So if you have already taught people before, actually, if you have already provided the classes, then ask them to give you a review on your Google profile actually, because these reviews will help you to start towards helping your site come up higher in local search results. So जितनी ज़्यादा reviews होंगे, the people will it will be coming in search, local search, as come up with higher in local search. So ask the people, more and more people, to reviews on your profile, and then it will be helping you to start towards site coming up. Your site will be, your personal Google site will be coming up in fact. So allocate some time to create the Google business account. Take the time to add photos and ensure you include the keywords that relate to your business in the business descriptions. The business description you can use some keywords actually related to the corporate trainer. Include words such as as I told you, the corporate trainer. So it will be helping you out. In fact, the people will be searching for the corporate freelance corporate trainer, then they will be contacting you. So create a free Google business listing is another option. Coming to fifth, target companies directly. So search engines such as Google provide you with a platform on which you have direct access to research, find and discover opportunity, and search potential clients as well. Search for companies that see to offer. अब आपको इस पे करना क्या होता है कि you are having the search engine. The Google is providing you the search engine. So when you're searching for the companies, then you search for the companies which are offering the evening classes, part-time classes, CPD, that is a continuous professional development, then the workshop and the business coaching. You need to look for the companies who are providing such courses actually. And the terms, you need to use the terms such as lifelong learning, adult learners, courses for adults, and then short courses. These are the terms can search by actually. And places that offer short courses, adult learning and so on are always looking for the courses that are topical. When we use to what the topical, that means which are immediate relevance, which are having the immediate relevance actually, which are relating to the matters, to the importance at the present time actually, which they can sell it out, that can make them money. So when you are designing such courses actually for the, when you are searching the companies for selling out these kind of courses actually, so think for such topics which can, that can make them money actually, then only they will be hiring you as a freelance trainer actually. So क्या करना है आपको in that case, in the, if you target the companies directly, in fact actually, so search engines such as Google provide you with a platform on which you have direct access to research, find, discover the opportunity and the potential clientele. And how to search the companies, I have told you what you need to use the word. So you need to use the word short courses, lifelong courses, CPD courses, evening courses, corporate training. Such courses you need to design and you can sell it out, and then you can, they will be contacting you for that actually. So then email or call these leads. अब आपको करना क्या है इसके अंदर कि once you have got these companies actually, so allocate some time actually to find out the venues or companies to target. So आपको what action you need to take in at this step, allocate an hour sorry, and find some venues or companies to target actually. Then email or call these leads and find out if there are courses they need trainer for or courses they might be interested in. You may suggest some ideas to them. Sorry. So these are the ways actually if they are not finding your course actually relevant actually, so you may suggest some ideas to them to proactively push them for the new courses in fact. Then another way is they using their other social media platform. As you all know, Facebook, Pinterest, yeah, these are the great there's a Pinterest actually right now is a great platform if you want a very powerful search engine that is free to use and on which you can build traffic quickly actually. So Facebook is also a good social media platform to use, particularly having a page for your business actually. So you need to have your business page on the Facebook also, as you are creating on the LinkedIn or the Google. So Facebook also you should have the business page. You can also experiment with the Facebook ads. In the Facebook ads comes actually, so you can also experiment through the Facebook ads, but do not think that you need to be on every social media platform that exists. It is better to focus on those that provides the best potential to reach your segment, to your niche. Okay, so don't think don't have the misconception that your your appearance should be on, your visibility should be on all the social media actually. All social media will not work actually. So you need to focus or to reach out your niche actually. Okay. So you need, it is suggested actually to give you some time to add a Facebook business page if you already use the Facebook, or alternatively consider using a Pinterest business account. Okay, so this is the other using other social media platform also you can use to market yourself in fact. Okay, so the last not least, use pay per click advertisement. The most well known pay per click advertisement system is a Google AdWords. Have you heard about the Google AdWords, you people? Anyone can have heard Google AdWords? Have you tried it, Sudeep? Google AdWords?
No, ma'am.
You have never tried? Abhishek, but this is a paid one actually, because still here I was telling all the free options actually. But the Google AdWords, the most well-known pay-per-click advertising system is Google AdWord actually, which allows you to place an ad that comes up at the top of a specific search results actually. So you then pay every time someone click on your link actually. So you can, so what is the trick actually over here? So what is the tip in that? Pick what are called long tail terms, because meaning 3 or 4 words term, so that you do not pay a high bid cost for terms that are too generic. So when you're making the ad, actually don't use the generic words actually. Use some long terms, 3 to 4 words there should be there, so that you do not pay a high bid cost actually. Whenever the people will be clicking, it will be too generic actually. Then per click, it is a advert pay, you need to pay for the per click actually. But this is also one of the option actually. So consider using AdWords to sponsor very specific terms in a sponsor into the sponsor search results actually. So if you want that people should search your courses, people should search for you as a trainer actually, so you can use this also, the Google AdWord also. So it is a pay per click option in fact. So it's a paid one, it's not a free one. So these are the 7 simple way how as a freelance corporate trainer you can market yourself. So is it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so lastly we'll be taking it out, the strategy to sell online courses as a training provider. If you're having your own training company, if you're developing your training courses, and if you are not even, then also I'll be suggesting, because they go for the e-learning as I was suggested because this is the time actually for the e-learning courses in fact actually. But yes, with more and more training providers entering the competitive online training space, it's becoming harder to sell the training courses. So try these strategies to sell more online courses, which are going to discuss right now. These are the 5 strategies actually, which we are going to discuss right now for selling more and more. The using this strategy, you can sell more and more online courses actually. So first is not very uncommon. Get clear about your ideal customers and how to engage them as a training provider actually. So if you are developing your online courses and if you want to sell it out, first what you need to decide which industry you need to sell your course, what is your expertise into it out. Because a key aspect of successful marketing online training products is having clarity about who are you targeting and how you communicate the value. In the organization perspective also, we have already talked about, make sure everyone across your firm or organization is clear and on the same page about who your ideal customers are and what personas they are targeting and what is your value propositions actually. So 5 steps. The first step was, we'll be discussing it out. The first step is get clear about your ideal customers and how to engage them. Then start differentiating your online training for your competitors. Then third step is a strategy is the choose the right pricing strategy. Fourth is create online training that meet the needs of the modern customers. And then fifth is the improve the way you deliver online training to the customer. So one by one we'll be discussing on each point. The first point, as I said, you get clear about your ideal customers. So ideal customers, as we will talk about the targeted audience. So who being training providers, being freelance trainers, you need to decide who is your ideal customers actually. Because when we talk as a marketer, what you need to understand, what you need to understand as a marketer actually, that as a marketing, your target audience is a very vital. Your understanding your who is your ideal customers to whom you want to sell out your training program is very vital. This information will define every marketing plan and strategy you execute, and then it will be helping you in selecting the right media, which is very essential for achieving the marketing ROI actually on your efforts. And in addition to increase the ROI, you need to understand your target market, which will allow you to build relationship and better communicate with customers. In fact, actually, as we talk about like, who is the ideal customers, who is the target audience. Your target audience refers to the specific group of consumers most likely to want your training services. In fact, a target audience may be dictated by, as we have discussed previously also. So target audience may be dictated by age, gender, location, hobbies, income, interest, education level, professional level, marital status, who they trust, what they read, what they watch. And in addition, we'll be talking about then the current customer base, what the company, if your client is having for you some company you are going to sell, they provide the training, then who are the current customer base of them, who are their competitors. So that way you can once when marketer have a comprehensive understanding of their ideal customers or buyers, they can make more informed decision about media messaging and timing. So that's why it's very important to get clear about your ideal customers, because I it will be helping you in deciding the what, whom, and when, what media you need to use, how you need to whom to message, and when to message, when to communicate. So these are the things actually it will be helping you in deciding actually. So this is very important. And for example, they can make sure everyone into the across your firm or organization is clear and on the same page about who your ideal customer is. So ideal customer we have already talked about. Suppose they can be, for example, with example I'll be making you understand that it may be that your ideal customers are from retail organization with over 3,000 employees. So you have decided to target the retail sector actually for the providing the training actually. So retail sector, a retail organization with over 3,000 employees. This type of a firmographic profiling or organizational details can really help with ensuring your marketing is focused on the right prospects. Everyone across your business should be able to describe your ideal customers in the same way. So to first make sure everyone across your firm is clear and on the same page about your ideal customer's profile actually. Okay, they should be well aware which sector to retail. Oh, okay, retail organization employees we are going to target actually for the training. So everybody should be clear about that actually. Secondly, we'll be coming to the personas of them actually. Okay, what personas you are targeting in fact actually. So once you know what your ideal customers profiles looks like, then get into more detail with segmented personas. For example, I given you if you're selling the training to large retail organization, you may need to engage the L&D department over there, the store-based training managers, and the procurement staff members over there. So you need to define the personas, which functional areas, which segment you are going to tap for providing the training. And to engage with them effectively, you need to understand their problems, their pain points, their motivation. What does motivate them? What are their objectives? Where they are hang out online. So again, make sure your team knows which personas you are targeting, which segment, which functional areas, which level of employees, which roles you are targeting for providing the training. It should be clear to your team as well. And that way, your product and messaging will be aligned throughout the whole customer journey. Once you are clear about your ideal customer profile, you are clear about the segmented personas of your customers, then it will be very easy to sell out your program throughout the customer journey, in fact, actually. And then the third important thing which you people need to consider is your value propositions. So make sure your value proposition reflects the needs of your ideal customers and the unique value you offer over competitors. Now it's no longer good enough to compete solely on price. By cutting down the price of your courses and selling out your program. So this will not work right now actually. It's no longer good strategy, good marketing strategy to to compete your competitors actually on the price only. You need to focus on why customers buy from you. So you need to focus on how you are adding, how you are going to add value to the organization, to the learners learning experiences, to the your customers journey of the learning, how you can add the value actually. So value proposition is also very important actually. So you need to clear about these three things. So first actually, while selling out the, this is the one strategy, first strategy for selling the online courses. Who your ideal customers are, how do they look like, what are their personas, and what value proposition you can make in their learning journey, in their learning experiences. Okay. Second will be then start differentiating your online training from competitors. Who can tell me how you can differentiate your training program? Are you trying something different right now, Sudeep, for selling your program?
Yes, ma'am.
How you are doing that out? How are you differentiating your training program?
It is by creating some unique thing. Run-of-the-mill
Like,
things are there.
like,
For example, a communication skill. I have a program on workshop on communication skill,
hmm,
whereas wherein I have a dedicated section on what you call sensory communication.
okay.
Whereas how you weave a story so that maximum number of your sense organs are touched.
Okay, okay, good enough.
So that is a unique
So
selling.
you're racking your brain, you're applying on that, like how to differentiate your program,
Yeah,
training program,
yeah,
okay,
that's what.
from the other people actually.
Yeah,
So, so this is the, because this is the one of the very important strategy actually,
yeah,
because there are so many people, so many people selling the same courses in the market actually. But
true.
how you can differentiate as a freelance trainer, that is very, very important to understand. So there are the three suggestions from my side also to create an online training that gives you a competitive advantages. First is to ensure your training products works. अब देखिए the Learn 2020 project actually found competitions to be one of the biggest challenge online training providers will face over the next 5 years. As I said, due to the pandemic also. So Learn 2020 project का ये report है actually that the competition to be is going to be one of the biggest challenges for online training providers that they are going to face for the next 5 years actually. So with more and more solution entering the field, it's more important than ever to differentiate yourself. Sorry, just give me a sec. first suggestion here is to ensure your training product work. अब देखिए, do your research on your learning audience first, on your target audience or your ideal customers first. So you can design, test, and refine an experience that help them meet their goals. Whatever roles they are into, whatever task they're performing, whatever the KRA, they should be able to meet their goals actually. So first you understand, work on your learning audiences, the target audiences, your ideal, who is the ideal customer, understand them well, what are their KRAs, go through the individual interaction with them actually, what KRAs they are holding actually, what is their nature of job or the job profile actually, what is their goals in fact, and how we can help them in achieving that goal actually. So then create the experiences in a tool with built-in analytics actually. So maintain, have the training feedback, have the feedback from them actually, so on your effort in fact actually. So providing the impact of your training module will instantly boost your credibility. Once you'll be having the analytics, if you're maintaining it out actually, and you're maintaining your data, you are having the feedback from your learners in fact, you're taking it, so provide the impact of your training modules will instantly boost your credibility. Okay, so this is the one way actually can ensure your training product makes difference actually. So work on your learning audience first, then understand what is their KRA, what is their KPS, what is their target, goal they need to achieve in their job in fact actually, and then accordingly you need to design your program in fact. You test and refine, have the feedback, and then make the difference of the course in fact. Instantly you'll be able to boost your credibility. Second suggestion is the design your online training to look effective. अब देखिए, design, whatever training you are designing actually, designing part should be very effective. Good looking training appears professional, and anything else seems unprofessional actually. So what is, because regardless of how good training itself is, where if the designing of the program is not effective actually, the people are not looking on those things in fact. So focus on designing your online training, that it should be well designed, it should be e-flyer or the flyers or the posters, whatever you're making, it should be attractive, and it should have the professional look actually. And then only, so it will be making difference from others actually. So second suggestion, whatever is a delivering part will come afterwards, afterward that the conduction of the program comes actually. So whatever, so how good the training itself will be, it makes difference if the designing part is good and it is able to attract the ideal customers. So design your online training so to look effective as it is. Okay, third suggestion is use a authoring tool that leads you build mobile friendly online training. Getting it out? So so we have already into that. Just a moment. Okay, so start differentiating your online training program. So third suggestion is use an authoring tool that leads you build mobile friendly online training. Different learners will want to access your training on different devices, and it is very apparent right now that modern tools like, if you people have heard about Elucidate, have you heard about the Elucidate modern tool?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, how is it? Have you experienced it out?
No, I've not used it, ma'am.
Okay, so modern tool like Elucidate actually helps you build online training that adapts to desktop, to tablet, to smartphones screen sizes, that is responsive actually. This will allow more learners to access the training in more flexible ways. So this is the third suggestion, to use an authoring tool like a Elucidate that leads you build a mobile friendly online training actually. Okay, so this is the second way to differentiate your training. Coming to the four, choose the right pricing strategy. What is the strategy? Third is the choosing the right strategy actually. how you'll be choosing the right pricing strategy, how you are calculating your cost of the program. Anyone can share how you people are costing, how you're charging to your clientele for your course.
Varies from client to client, ma'am, depending
So
on the number
you
of.
people, अच्छा, honestly speaking, कि companies is dictating or you people are dictating the price?
We come up with our own prices, and then
Okay.
we have a negotiation with the company, and
So
sometimes
first you are giving your quotations and then
yeah,
they are bargaining on that.
that's what.
Understand. Okay. And midway something somewhere you people are deciding.
Not midway.
Hmm.
Mm, maybe I don't go reduce more than 20-25%.
Achha, okay. So that you are keeping in mind and then only you are quoting
Yeah.
for pricing. Okay. And how you are coming calculating the cost of your program? Sudeep? Any something?
Depends on the number of participants I have.
Achha, okay. Number of participants. As per the number of participants you are doing it out. Okay.
Yeah, the number is very large. For example, I did a program for Honda
Hmm.
where I
Okay.
covered about 2,500 people.
Okay.
So the charges were naturally less. So
Okay.
I quoted for I mean per participant,
Hmm.
subject to a
Per
minimum of, yeah, subject to a minimum of 25 participants per session.
25
So I
participants.
was,
Achha, achha, minimum
yeah,
number you quoted. Okay.
yeah. So I
Hmm.
was charging 2,000 per participant,
Hmm.
plus all the expenses were to be borne by the company,
Achha, plus GST. Who bears the GST?
the client.
The client is bearing,
Yeah,
because if you'll not be quoting, actually they are cutting GST
yeah,
from yours.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
because we had experienced it in the first actually. That's why I'm discussing it out. Then we started, we and Mamaji
Yeah,
all have started quoting this amount plus GST. Where
yeah.
GST, this apart from that GST will be there. Uh, so that way, yeah, it's interesting. That's why. So third, what we are saying is choosing the starting differentiating and then choose the right pricing strategy. Actually, it's a very important. And the when we talk about the choosing the right pricing strategy, then the first is calculate the cost. Cost means what does it cost to create your online training. On a very basic level, you should have the an understanding of how much it costs you to create a material, course material, and then add the fixed and variable cost, and you will be quickly learning what you need to charge to break even actually. So it's also worth to consider the different factors like a market value of e-learning course, then the cost of developing e-learning, and then the cost of learning itself. Sorry. So when we are calculating the cost actually, so simple basic level what we are doing actually, whatever is the course content is the amount is that, and whatever fixed and variable cost is coming on that actually. So we are adding it out and we are quickly landing to the cost of the course in fact. But apart from that, we should consider the market value of e-learning, cost of developing e-learning, and the cost of learning itself as well. These are the 3 points which is very important, because they ideally the industry thumb rule is that 1 minute of learning is equivalent of 1 page of content. Are you people aware of it?
Yeah.
This is the thumb rule actually. So when we talk about the market value of e-learning, how you will be doing the choosing the right pricing strategy, for that you need to understand the market value of the e-learning courses actually. And ideally the industry thumb rule is that 1 minute of learning is equivalent of 1 page of content actually. But in fact, the average pages of content takes 44 seconds to complete. So a 15-minute learning experience should contain 20 pages, not 15. So e-learning pricing module. Now what I'm saying, you just listen to me very carefully actually. E-learning pricing modules that are based on learner time can drive the wrong behavior. What we say in the market, e-learning pricing module that are based on the learner time can drive the wrong behavior. That that is longer learning experiences to justify the investments. But the most valuable e-learning is, which is the most valuable e-learning? The most valuable e-learning is that which consumes as little time as possible to deliver measurable and long lasting results. What do we mean by the e-learning? So most valuable e-learning is that which consumes as little time. In the less timing, people should get the gist of that topic actually for delivering, and then only we can it should be measurable and long lasting results should be there actually. So e-learning pricing models that are based on the learner time can drive to the long behavior. In that, what will be doing actually, there will be not a gist actually, longer for the longer investment, longer learning experiences, and that's why people are getting bored actually. So we are giving them sort of very long content which are not becoming very relevant to them in fact, because of the investment, just to justify what we have charged actually, we are trying to justify it out with the long content actually. Longer learning experiences to justify the investments is a very wrong practice in the market actually. Okay, it should not be done in fact. Okay, so once they will be calling, then other people will be not be taking interest in such trainers who are having these tendency in fact. So after the market value of e-learning, actually, second is the cost of developing e-learning. We should so calculating the, we have talked about the calculate the cost. So what is the meaning? You need to check it should be better be worth it or not, or how to find the worth it. First, you find to the market value of your e-learning course. In fact, actually, when you are calculating the cost, first you need to check the market value of a e-learning course of yours, which you are going to provide. And then second, cost of developing e-learning. What is the cost of developing e-learning? That if you take a look at how long it takes to create a piece of e-learning, then did you know the data in Elucidate, it takes 2 hours per page of content on average. Anybody know while developing the content? Jitendra is developing the content actually. Jitendra, can you put some light on that? Jitendra, are you online? Can you tell something that so how long it takes to create a piece of e-learning phase wise? What is the market trend? Anyone is having idea for developing the content? Okay, in the market, what is going on actually, that as per the Elucidate, also actually the data in Elucidate, it takes 2 hours per page of content on average. So to create 15 minutes or the 20 pages learning experiences, you may need to invest around 40 hours. Getting it out, the cost of developing the e-learning, that way also the you can calculate it out. So as we see more and more micro learning entering into the marketplace, so we need to consider this point. How does that investment relate to the number of people that will benefit from it actually first, and then how does that cost compare to outsourcing it out? So if the company is going to outsource it out, how much they need to pay to them actually, and then how does that investment relate to the number of people that will benefit from it, which the Sudeep was discussing about, okay, as per the number of people he is charging. So while cost calculating the cost of developing the e-learning, so you can consider these 2 points in fact. Okay, how many people are going to take, and the minimum number should be quoted over there. Okay, then third is the cost of learning itself. Like time is money, we all know, we are being freelancer trainer also, the time is money, and when it comes to e-learning, this is no exception. So set a realistic expectations for the learners. Always think about the learner when you are capturing the needs for your project. So whenever you are developing project, whenever you are taking project, whenever you are going to conduct the program and delivering the program, always through bottom line and the center focus should be the learners. What is their working pattern, how much time they have allocated to this. If you use their time effectively, then they are more likely to come back for more courses with you. Otherwise, they will not. The cost of, so three things while calculating the cost, you need to have the answers of the better whether it's worth it or not. You need to take consider market value of e-learning course, then the cost of developing the e-learning, and then cost of learning itself. Actually, time is money, so consider these things apart from the your course material course and whatever the fixed and variable the you are paying it, or variable cost you are bearing it off. Okay. Secondly, choosing that understand the external factors, calculate the cost and then understand the external factors and then estimate the demands for your product, in fact. So this is the for right pricing strategy, you need to choose these three things: calculating the cost, understand the external factors. When we talk about the external factors, what are your external factors? Means we are talking about your competitors who are providing the similar kind of course in the market, in fact. So the people who are providing the similar course so in the market actually, so what they are doing, in fact, you need to find out in the search under the external factors may what they are doing and what move they are making actually. So if you देखिए, for example, what will be happening if you set your price tool low, you may trigger to price war in the market. If you set your price too high, then you can and you can't communicate customers to your clients, you may lose customers. Getting it out, what is the what you need to take care is required actually, why you need to cost of developing e-learning, market value of the e-learning. So you need to check it out, because if you set your price too low, you may trigger a price war. If you set your price too high and can't communicate the value of your training, then you may lose your customers. So understand the external factors first, and then you decide the price of the, then you quote the cost of your training. And then the third, estimate the demands for your product. Okay, it's important to understand the demand curve for your online training. What is the demand, whatever course you are developing, whatever content you are developing actually, what is the demand for that in the market actually. So as you sell more courses, you will be able to better estimate future demand based on the current sales. Oh, I have taken enough time actually, so time is so much. Okay, so understand choosing the right pricing strategy, calculate the price, understand external factor, and then estimate the demands for your training. And then create online training that meets the needs of modern customers. So three engagement techniques you can use to keep your learners coming back to you and make your program engaging and fun. Actually, so first is the use branching to increase engagement. Second is use bite-sized online training, and third is challenge learners. So branching is scenario, anybody know use branching? What is the branching scenarios? Bite size, so you must be all aware of. He used by
Yeah.
the
Yes,
bite
yes.
sized online training. What do you mean?
Short duration.
Hmm. The small learning capsules actually solve the small self content the information. अब देखिए bite size learning enables learners to quickly and conveniently consume content, particularly on mobile devices. One of the biggest benefit is that it can be consumed during gaps in busy work schedule. So you can create such online courses actually that meets the needs of modern customers. So modern customers, what do they want? They want the content in smaller time, less timing should be there. So when we are using the bite sized online training actually, so usually we are focusing on one or two tightly defined learning objectives. So we are not going hayway actually. So two or to one more than not two learning objectives we are considering for developing the bite size online courses actually. So it takes actually demand for mobile learning is growing in the market, so it is advisable to use the bite size online training, in fact. And then the use branching to increase the engagement. First was the use branching to increase the engagement, and branching gives learners control over the process, allowing them to direct where they go, what they see, and what happens actually. These makes the experience inherently more engaging and personalized actually. And then if the same information is presented in a linear and flexible fashion, then the audience will be target audience, ideal customers of yours will be losing the interest. So this is the one way to engage your employee and to make it fun. Okay. And third is a challenge learners, because adult learners like to be challenged. So spoon feeding them information is a sure way to bore them and have them forget so what you are trying to teach. So challenge the learners in fact actually, so that so have fun element for learning as well as effective learning mechanism. So these are the effective way. Fifth was the improve the way you deliver online training to customers. So how you can, these are the five key takeaways to deliver effective online training. Choose an e-learning authoring tool that makes easy to create and maintain it. Second is use an e-learning design framework. A design framework, when we taking using e-learning design framework, it helps you to guide you through the design, development, and improvement process actually. Then ensure your LMS plays nice with your authoring tool. And then monitor analytics to understand and improve the learners experiences in fact. So these are the way to improve your delivering of the training in fact. So less time, so I'm not be going into the depth actually. So conclusion, what is that? Selling more online training courses isn't easy actually. So you can't just turn in onto the marketing tab and expect new customers to come racing to your door. So it requires a strategy that encompasses your marketing, sales, and training teams. So marketing strategy should be innovative in that case. It should be engaging, and it should be the having the fun touch in fact. Okay. So lastly, what topic we will be discussing? What are the common mistakes we are doing while marketing of training in fact? So first is just marketing a program launch. So are you understanding what I'm saying in part with that? Just marketing a program launch, and after that you're leaving it out. What will be happening in that case?
Because customers won't know the details of the program and they won't be contacting.
What happened actually, देखिए, only putting excitement and effort into launch of your training program is not enough actually,
Yeah.
because all that fun stuff we have used felt good to our target audience actually. But that kind of energy needs to stay present, because employees will get busy and inevitably they will be forget down the line actually. So keep the momentum going through continuous marketing efforts. So what mistakes, common mistakes we are doing? Just we are focusing on launching the program, and then we are forgetting ourselves. So in employee will also forget in down the line actually. So what we required actually, keep the momentum going through continuous marketing efforts. Second is not planning ahead. Having an unorganized plan rarely pays off. So what we need to do actually, after the once we have marketing, we have launched the program, after that we need to develop clear goals and objectives that will be helping your program take off and be more likely to find success. So this mistake also we should not be doing by only not planning ahead. Only we are focusing on marketing and launching the program, and after that we are focus is not on the training, clear goal training program, establishing the goals and the training objective actually. So for taking of the program, so if you want that program should be successful, we need to focus on developing the clear goals and objectives as well. Third is stagnant strategy. One size fits all never fits all. So if what you are trying isn't working, try something different. Simply sending the same email every month can become redundant, and employees are likely to just delete it over time. So this doesn't reinforce the impact or importance your training program has to offer. So try to create the marketing material that have purpose, a call to action and personalization actually. So stagnant strategy is one of the common mistake while marketing or training we are doing it out. It should not be stagnant actually. So we need to create such marketing materials actually that have purpose, a call to action, and the personalization should be there. And the fourth, overall under communication. So there needs to be balance in your communication. Under communication can lead to forgetting training programs, adjust, and over communication can lead to annoyance and burnout. So it's important to find the right balance while marketing your training program, while communicating the value to your target audience. So that's it from my side. So anything else you need? Are you understanding something marketing of your planning? Did you
Yes,
find
ma'am.
something relevant today?
Very much.
Very freelancing also I have covered in this
Yeah.
because as per your advice in the last session actually. So you all have understand Rupesh, Arnab,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
okay? Surely. So over to Vamaji. I have taken enough time. Vamaji, are you online? Varmaji, are you online? Again, is not. Vamaji, Chali, he is not. So should we wind up? So I'm ending from my side. Thank you to all.
I think he must be wanting to talk regarding
Yeah, he told in the
feedback.
beginning, na?
Might be for feedback.
And I told last time also he has vanished. So again, because I have taken the enough time actually, I think 6 o'clock is there right now. So sorry for taking the more timing. Mamaji, are you online? We can make the call to him then. Let's see whether he is picking up or not. No, he's not picking up.
He might be. Maybe that he wanted to.
Hello, you are not online. So come online. Yeah. No, 5-10 minutes I'm saying hello, we are finished. Come online.
Hello.
Finally. So
That's all right.
yeah, I have taken enough time actually. Yeah. That's why you
Hey, wait.
vanished again.
I think class is over. Huh?
Yeah. That's why
Okay.
we are remembering you.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye, sir.
I
Bye.
think
Thank you. Thank you.
long class. Please fill the feedback form. I think you all have done, I think.
Sent, sir.
Arnav
Sent already.
Sengupta has not done. So kindly I will request him to do the same. I think he filled.
Arnav is not replying. Arnav, are you online?
No problem. I will talk to him. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay then.
Take
Okay,
care
bye-bye.
and
Bye-bye.
take care of your